Hello, fellow humans. Welcome to Spelunky. Daily Challenge Duel. Today is March 22nd, 2020. In our last few episodes, haven't done so well. Died very early. Decided to take a fun run through adventure mode. Only to die very early again. So today, though it often is, our goal is to stay alive for as long as possible. Alright, we've got our parachute. So now we are fully equipped and ready for anything. Feel a little bit bad about using Mr. Beercat as our primary means of disposing enemies. But this is the price he pays for being rescued. Get our rude gesture and a point of health. As many of you know now, things are a little weird in the world. Everyone's getting to stay home, spend time with their kids, spouses, pets. I personally have been catching up on Westworld. Took me a second to remember after having not watched that show for a while who exactly everyone was, what exactly was going on. I think not only my memory, but the nature of the first season of that show sort of lends itself to that kind of misunderstanding. It's been interesting though to watch in season 2 how they have brought some of those, I guess we'll say, motifs back. Without ruining too much, at one point one of the creative directors is accused of plagiarizing, I guess himself, technically. I found it pretty interesting. Some of the ways that they can tie some of these things back together from the first season. Still make it compelling. Without just rehashing the same things over and over. Alright, we've wasted a little bit too much time. Got a dick butt fast approaching. greed may end up being the end here. Plenty of time. At least to get back to the top of the level. And so we'll go ahead and get rid of this rope. It's worth it. For our safety. Try to keep the ghost as far in that corner as possible. Give us some time to rescue Mr. Beercat. Buy some supplies. Should have bought ropes. Definitely not going to go back for them now. But in yesterday's playthrough, I for some reason couldn't remember that I did not have the spike shoes. Spent the majority of the time jumping on enemies, expecting them to die as if I did. Which proved most ineffective. It's good that we didn't buy the spring shoes since just got some. If there's anything in this game that's frustrating, think of anything at all. So redundant power-ups are definitely one of those things. Spending your otherwise difficult to earn gems, only to be handed the thing that you just purchased mere moments later. Right. Been rewarded for foregoing our purchase of ropes. And well rewarded, it seems. And there's our redundant spike shoes. Luckily, this level seems to be pretty full of gems. That was almost the realization of a poor decision. Managed to get Mr. Beercat out of his terrifying corridor. Trying again, not let my greed get the best of me. Mr. Dickbutt, spirit of Dickbutt, fast approaching. I think we're pretty well equipped. Last level gave us a few unexpected resources. Seems as though this one may do the same. So many shiny things to be had in the walls here. And with almost perfect comedic timing, I have broken my medic. Machete in the wall there. It's not something that I expected to see. also not something I expect to retrieve, but... Probably you're my doll. Losing her mind. Slowly but surely. She seems to be in a constant struggle to prove precisely how big and scary she is to all of the things that show up in our yard that are not so. Smallest, furriest of creatures seem to fully incite her wrath and rage. Well, this was yet another poor decision. Bit of a wasted bomb. I don't think it's worth wasting another bomb to kill that spider. Though it could have been that crate. I think we're out of time for that decision. And we're off to the jungle. And a Restless Dead level. My least favorite things there. They managed to hide some shambling skeletons or mines, springs. Particularly the arrow traps behind those decorative parts of the level. Purple bar at the foot of that tree, for example. I don't think I will be making my way into the castle today. In fact, that is 100% confirmed now, as we have found the black market. Mr. Beercat safely to his teleporter, sending him immediately to a nice farm upstate, where you can drink his stiff drinks, smoke his favorite cigars, and mingle with the other Beercats of the world. Nearly blew myself up getting stuck there. I don't think that's one of those impossible jumps. I think that is one of those impossible jumps that's possible, rather. That is just a jump that's impossible. Yeah, we've got time to get out of here before the ghost shows up. Should we? One more peek at Mr. Dickbutt. The spirit of Dickbutt. I guess Miss Dickbutt. I keep making that mistake. Forgetting that the ghost in Spelunky is in fact a girl. Until this moment, I hadn't even considered how much gold we had, which is good, I suppose. The amount, not the lack of consideration. back on those early days of Spelunky. I just started playing. How difficult it seemed just to get enough health to even make it to the black market safely, let alone the exorbitant prices that they were charging for the Ankh. I've seen a red frog turn itself into a blue frog, which I think should be his choice. I don't know if I want the climbing gloves. Probably should get some bombs. Sort of hoping for a bomb box, but one has not availed itself to us. 15 bombs isn't bad, I suppose. Yeah, what the hell. In fact, I'm going to spend all of the gold that we have here. As much of. Hopefully make it out of here before the spirit of Dick Butt shows up. And we have done so. And the most unfortunate occurrence in this dark level. Especially considering I turned my nose up at the prospect of buying the spectacles just moments ago. The nice thing about the shotgun is it allows you to see in the immediate area around you when you fire it. Fortunately, more often than not, it sort of traps you in a horror movie situation where you'll see bats or vampires or, most terrifyingly, a blue frog leaping its way toward you. That was a bit of a lucky guess on my behalf about the location of the shotgun. Another one of those situations where something gets hidden behind a prop or a decoration in this game. Interesting combination of levels. Here's something I've never considered. Does Old Bitey appear as a giant skeleton or regular piranha sprite in those circumstances? I wasn't about to descend and find out myself. Something that interests me. Nice thing about hanging from a rope or a vine when you fire the shotgun, there's no kickback. Although I have, and perhaps you have as well, found that it's not the case with the plasma cannon. have in fact tossed myself flaccidly into the abyss of the ice caves, after having made the false presumption that that wouldn't occur. Speaking of the ice caves, I want to go to there. Trying to safely dispatch these aliens. They are one of the more unpredictable elements about these ice caves. Especially because of the explosions their ships create, interacting with these mines. Speaking of these mines, I do want to be a bit careful with them, as I did recently blow myself up in another playthrough with one. In a, we'll say a failed attempt to make the level a bit more safe from aliens. Never did know what became of that idol. Worm tongue, as I often do. Safe drop, Mr. Beercat. Fire station. I know this is a bit of an explosive, a bit of a waste of explosives. Or an explosive waste. I suppose the clickbait title might read. Do want this mine. Do also want my shotgun. We'll run this way. To safety! Alright, the spirit of Dick Butt is quickly approaching. This is one of the many circumstances in which having the climbing gloves in the ice caves definitely helpful. Was just now made aware of the shrine to Kali. Unfortunate that we already safe drop Mr. Beercat. Might be a bit time consuming. Potentially fatal. Might be worth the time to toss some of these Yetis onto that shrine. Admittedly, it might not make for a compelling video to watch, as long as we can safely remove this mammoth. Should be well worth the time. recall precisely the value of each corpse. As you may already know, Callie does attribute a point value to certain sacrifices. Well, to almost all sacrifices, but certain ones are considered much more valuable. Because of that, I spent a lot of time thinking that it was random, running around wondering why sometimes when I tossed a shopkeeper and a live Beercat, I seem to get the Kapala so quickly. Sort of an interesting circumstance with that skeleton bouncing there. I suppose that didn't play out exactly as I'd hoped. Definitely worth it to break through that ice, grab that sapphire. Here's another of those circumstances where equipment awareness would be ideal, but it's lacking. Putting ourselves in a lot of peril for a single bar of gold. Another mechanic of this game that presented itself to me suddenly. It's those loose platforms that fall will blow up anything underneath it that is explosive. Also blow you up if you're standing on it at the time. I don't think I've collected any of that blood. Alright. Ghost is going to be right on our heels. Another cruel but helpful trick here. Whip Mr. Beercat around when he's in a corner. A couple of times. Grab yourself a little bit of extra health with the Kapala. I think I dropped the idol in. I'm assuming by the amount of gold that I have that I did. I don't actually recall. Alright. Hopefully we will see the Moai head. Ooh. Bit of a close one there. Nearly found myself frozen. Mammoths become much more valuable once you've got the Kapala. Sort of explode into a pile of dog food and stomp them. Alright, so now I head. Starting to feel a little bit anxious that I may have left it behind in the last level. But it seems as though that is not the case. Fortunately, I've already reached these 10 points of health. It's the absolute limit. explosion to kill you. It's Spelunky. Not ideal circumstances, but I do want to rescue Mr. Beercat so that when I meet him after my death, I receive an extra point of health. Not quite finding the aim that I was hoping for. Another of those hidden prop circumstances, but one that actually benefits us. For some reason I was thinking that I could take my shotgun along with me. And I've left it here for simple retrieval. Possibly hear my dog losing her mind again. Another less than ideal circumstance involving an alien. Hate you. Everything you stand for. Got a shot. Tucked perfectly in a location where we can accidentally blow it up. Alarming and concerning the proprietor. Definitely purchase 2 bomb boxes. Go out, all out today. Considering our so far successful run. In fact, it is worth relieving ourselves of these spikes. Drop Mr. Beercat off with his friends in the alien ship. We can welcome them to Earth. Thank him for his services. Much better. This is not ideal. Once again, forgetting that I'm equipped with the equipment I'm equipped with. And for perhaps the first or second, I think the second time in Daily Challenge Duel, we have found ourselves in the temple. Thankful at this moment that I brought along this mine. Nearly temporarily. Seems as though I was afforded a bit of pixel-perfect luck in that circumstance. Not looking forward to navigating back through this hellscape. seems to be the safest route. I think I'm far enough away from that mummy that he won't continue to attempt to attack me. Now wishing that I had removed that pit of lava, but it's precisely how I met my demise in the last Spelunky Daily Challenge Duel fun run. Watch Jacob pull this trick off. His last episode. At least the last one I watched. It may not have been the last one that you watched. But provided that you have the time, you aren't being chased down by these fire guys, it's a good way to soak up some extra health with the Kabbalah. Speaking of extra time, we do need to find this idiot. Anubis. And acquire his scepter before it goes the ghost finds its way to us. Excuse me. Once again, forgetting that I've got the pitcher's mitt. The landscape is a bit shaped like the spirit here. My bomb just stuck to that corpse. We are not being rewarded for our folly. Alright. Fought hard for this scepter. I think we deserve it. Very lucky to have taken the time to get puked on by a mummy in these circumstances. And now we hear prayers to Kali. Very gracious that this lava can't hurt you from above. Yes, and I had a feeling that that was not going to explode. Nor will that. For safety. Just wanted to explore over here a little to make sure it's missing the city of gold. As though my cape has kept me from collecting the blood from that guy. Alright. Circumstances are less than ideal here. So I need that mummy to go away. Alright. We've got plenty of time. Safe route to grab Mr. Beercat. Jacob pointed out to me, because because I discovered it in a previous run. But in fact, that trap only falls when you grab the idol. Like that. Not when you grab Beercat. I always assumed, like he said, that it was a binary choice. Sort of a Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy trolley problem. It seems you can snag Mr. Beercat out of that trap without any real problems. Without fear that you will drop into the pit below. Oh, sorry for that delay. Made it to the City of Gold. In my last attempt, made it to the City of Gold. Not in the daily challenge itself, but in adventure mode. Shortly thereafter my failure. Shortly after my failure. Interestingly, that mummy is able to walk across there. Seems as though that trap has already been triggered. This is a mummy-full City of Gold. I would like to exploit these circumstances for a bit more health. It's often around the time that I make that determination, find myself without any. I suppose it's worth trying to get rid of Anubis 2 now, rather than later. 2 bombs. Get rid of him. Let's see. I think this is safe. Any fear of retribution from an additional ghost? That was not my intention. Ooh. Nearly, very nearly, trapped for eternity. This mummy to get a little closer to his friend. And here's a good way to soak up some health before the spirited dickbutt shows up. We're safe from the flies here. Certainly will be worth descending. A questionable decision to head off to the right, but it worked out in the end. Could have met my demise, the face of a crush block, crush trap, I think is officially named. Got less than ideal Olmec circumstances. I can't just immediately ascend the right wall, or the left wall. See what sort of goodies have availed themselves to us. Hopefully that won't be an entire waste of 2 bombs. and they will be returned to us. And indeed they were, in one of these crates. I do like to position these in the off chance that they have a bomb in them, somewhere where their explosion will net us a gain of some trapped gems. Plenty of crates today. Even more, plenty ropes. I found 4 pairs of spike shoes all day. Should have been paying more attention to the Necronomicon to see the Book of the Dead. Rights reserved. Kite Mr. Olmec off to this corner. We'll be using our bombs to make a central tunnel. Drop Olmec in. It's less than ideal, but I was a bit afraid of getting stuck on that corner. I have previously trapped Olmec down in this well that I created without any ability to get below him. We will take the safest route below. By circumventing this level. Olmec, allow me to circumvent you. Very nearly. Alas. I was hoping to just ride Olmec into the pit, but the pixels, man, the pixels just didn't line up. Also been informed by Jacob that this first level of hell should have Vlad's Tower, I think it's called. And indeed, it does. Vlad's amulet doesn't seem all that valuable, but it often can be. Particularly in the Yama fight. It sort of makes you feel like a superhero, just running through the lava. Also, these vampires inside the tower apparently only attack if you go directly below them. Unlike the one outside the tower where you just have to go generally below them. Lower than them, I guess would be accurate to say. this might actually be a real Mr. Beercat. Fortunately, we have found ourselves, fortunately for him, circumstances where services will not be required. I had a feeling that vampire was headed our way. Using the services of that tiki trap to destroy the vampire. Let us observe Mr. Beercat. I believe that is a succubus. Not stoked about the placement of these tiki traps. One nice thing about Vlad's amulet is it saves you from all fire damage, which not only includes lava pits, but also the lava men? Firemen? Might have to check the journal for that one. I believe this may be an actual Beercat. I think that he's worth a bomb. Definitely gotta find the most prudent way to take care of these vampires without landing on the spikes below. That's one way to do it. Hoping that his friend makes a similar mistake, and indeed he did. The curiosity of that crate has got me potentially making poor decisions. And it seems as though our curiosity in this instance not only kept the cat alive, but paid off. We will be leaving. And we've got the Casanova achievement for rescuing so many Mr. Beercats. At this point, I think it will be ideal to run in absolute horror. Our hands above our head like SpongeBob, squealing toward the exit. Take along a worry stone. Wait for that imp to find his way past. Seems as though my worry stone felled a live skeleton. And here we are in Yama's throne. It is indeed apparently Subliminal. History in the making. Impervious to your fire. Your flames. Definitely safest to remove as many of these spikes as you can while ascending. Often find yourself stunned like that. Toss a rope toward this relative safety. Blow up a little this block. For more relative safety. We will spam the bomb button. I hear Yama coming. See him. There he is. Alright, that is Yama. The vampire. Who is matrix dodging my best attempt to remove him. It will be most unfortunate to die to a vampire. Here we have our once great leader of the underworld, reduced to a handless skull pile. Certainly not ideal to have that ball and chain spinning there. Try to find the safest way to remove that without removing myself from this world. Because now, of any time, the best time to be greedy. Ball and chain seems to have taken all the tiki traps along with it, which I greatly appreciate. Now I need to determine how greedy we want to be today. I would say very greedy. Now we can bomb rubies from beneath Yama's throne with relative safety. All right. Hope for lack of vampires here. And that we will not regret leaving behind a single spike pit. And with that, friends, we have done it. Thanks for watching Daily Challenge Duels. For once, we have given Jacob a challenge and a duel. Let's see how we've done. Oh, unfortunately, I used my parachute right at the end there. Could have watched SpaceDude parachute his way slowly to the end of the world, to his relative safety. Final score, definitely not my most impressive. But we will be remembered as a hero. 29th. Not terribly impressive. But we made it. friends, relatives, strangers, to the very end. With that, stay safe, be nice, wash your hands, wash your face, check out Slightly Absurd. Okay, bye.